In a vast open field, the air crackled with energy as Lee Everett and Rick Grimes faced off, each holding back a powerful glowing-eyed dinosaur. The ground trembled as the creatures roared and clashed, their purple eyes shining with otherworldly power. As the survivors unleashed their own glowing eyes, the world around them began to warp and shift, creating shockwaves that tore through the landscape. The Tarbosaurus and Pteranodon fought savagely, their teeth and claws ripping through the air with deadly force. Lee and Rick summoned their glowing weapons, their eyes ablaze with fierce determination. The clash of their weapons sent shockwaves rippling through the earth, creating a crater as the land buckled and broke beneath their feet. The purple-eyed dinosaurs continued their brutal battle, their glowing eyes adding to their already immense power. They clashed with such ferocity that the very air seemed to tremble with their might. As Lee and Rick fought, their glowing eyes locked in a deadly duel, each trying to overpower the other. The ground shook with each blow, the sound of their clash echoing across the world. Finally, after a fierce and brutal battle, both survivors fell to the ground, exhausted and defeated. The dinosaurs, too, lay still, their purple eyes no longer glowing with power. As the dust settled, Bigby Wolf, in his werewolf form, watched silently, a witness to the incredible display of power and destruction. With a heavy heart, he turned and walked away, leaving the survivors and dinosaurs to rest in peace on the battlefield. Word. In the aftermath of the intense battle between Lee Everett, Rick Grimes, and the powerful purple-eyed theropods, the once peaceful landscape lay in ruins. Massive craters dotted the ground, evidence of the titanic clash that had taken place. As the dust settled, a lone figure emerged from the shadows. Bigby Wolf, in his fearsome werewolf form, stood silently, his gaze lingering on the fallen fighters. His keen eyes took in every detail of the destruction that surrounded him. The air was thick with tension, the aftermath of a battle that had pushed the limits of what was possible. The glowing eyes of the combatants had finally faded, leaving behind a silence that was almost deafening in its intensity. Bigby's mind raced as he tried to make sense of what he had just witnessed. The power and ferocity displayed in the battle were beyond anything he had ever seen before. He knew that the world would never be the same after this day. With a heavy heart, Bigby turned away from the scene, knowing that there was nothing more he could do. The events of that day would forever be etched in his memory, a reminder of the unimaginable power that lay hidden in the shadows. As he disappeared into the darkness, the once vibrant landscape lay silent and still, a stark reminder of the price that had been paid in the name of survival. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ruined landscape, a new chapter in the world's history began. In the aftermath of the intense battle between Lee Everett, Rick Grimes, and the powerful theropods, Bigby Wolf watched in awe as he slowly walked away from the scene. The ground around them was torn apart, massive craters littered the landscape, and the remnants of their glowing eyes' power still lingered in the air. Bigby knew that he had witnessed something extraordinary, something beyond his wildest imagination. The power and agility displayed by the fighters, the sheer force of their clashes, it was like nothing he had ever seen before. As he made his way back to his own realm, Bigby couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The events he had witnessed raised more questions than answers. Who were these incredible beings with glowing eyes? What were their motives for fighting so fiercely? And what kind of world did they come from? Despite his curiosity, Bigby knew better than to interfere further. The battle he had witnessed seemed far beyond his abilities to comprehend or control. And so, he carried on, leaving behind the remnants of the epic clash that had unfolded before his eyes. But deep down, Bigby couldn't help but wonder about the true nature of the glowing-eyed warriors and the incredible power they possessed. And as he continued on his journey, he couldn't shake off the feeling that he had only scratched the surface of a much larger and more dangerous world than he had ever imagined.